Welcome to the Travel Reimbursement Mileage Only tutorial. In this tutorial, we will discuss the policy, creation, and submission of mileage associated with your business travel. The mileage policy is updated every year in January. The University Controller's Office updates the travelers by sending a 3D memo regarding any mileage rate changes. The memos can be found by visiting the Controller's Office webpage or using the link shown here. As of 2021, the mileage rate was 57 cents per mile. Now, let's discuss transportation options. When traveling on university business, travelers may choose between using a state vehicle or their personal vehicle. Departments may, however, require travelers to use the state vehicle. Travelers should confirm with their travel coordinator if there are any departmental restrictions regarding the use of their personal vehicles. Travelers that are assigned state vehicles must use that vehicle assigned to them unless justification is provided and approved by the department to use their personal vehicle, or the use of a personal vehicle would not increase the cost of travel to the state. Next, let's discuss how to measure mileage. Actual mileage is reimbursable for business miles only. Mileage is measured from which starting point is closer, the employee's duty station or the point of departure to the destination and return route. Can you claim mileage when traveling from home? You can claim mileage from your home address when it is closer to the destination than your work address. If you leave from home, but it is not closer, leave home as the departure location and adjust the mileage to equal the distance from your work address to the destination and your return. Now, let's discuss the creation of a mileage reimbursement. To create a mileage reimbursement, begin by navigating to MyPack Portal. Once in MyPack Portal, click on the Travel Center tile. When submitting a reimbursement for mileage only, click on Create a New Reimbursement. For Section 1, you will be entering your basic travel details. All fields denoted with an asterisk are required to be completed for submission. For the travel type, select Mileage Only. Next, complete the beginning date of your travel. Then, select the vehicle type, which should be listed as a personal vehicle. Complete the purpose field with the specific business purpose for your mileage-only submission. For example, the submission seen here in the example states that the mileage is for June extension business to inspect fields. In Section 2, enter mileage by clicking on the calculator icon. If you have any parking or toll expenses, you would add those amounts here as well. After you have completed entering your mileage and any other out-of-pocket expenses, you will then need to search for your duty station by clicking on the magnifying glass icon. Now that you have selected your duty station, begin inputting your mileage. Use the plus or minus signs on the right side of your page to add or subtract rows. Please note that the additional rows can be added for different travel stops when necessary. To better understand the process, let's look at some mileage log examples. The first example is for an overnight trip. This is one business trip made over consecutive nights. All mileage for this type of trip is to be entered on 1 mile line. To complete this submission, you will need to enter the date of departure under the heading labeled Departure Date. Then, under the heading Departure Location, select from the drop-down menu your departure location, either home, duty station, or other. Next, under the heading labeled Business Destination Address, enter your business address, and under Additional Mileage Information, enter the conference name or where your meeting took place. Under the heading labeled State, enter in the state of your destination. Now, under the heading labeled Miles, please input the total miles of your entire trip. Let's review an example for calculating the total number of miles. In example 1, we see the distance from your home to hotel was 300 miles, and the distance from the hotel to the conference was 10 miles. If you traveled that route each way for 3 days, the total would be 60 miles. Then, when the conference was over, you travel 300 miles back to your home. The total mileage for this trip then would be 660 miles. The second example involves day trips with one single destination. This type of travel may be used for visiting farms over different days, collecting samples, dropping off equipment that will take a few days, or even a monthly submission, but they are mini day trips. Each trip returning to the duty station or home starting point is one round trip and should be entered on one single mileage line. You would complete the form as we have already demonstrated. With this type of travel, you would add a line for each day. In the example, leaving your duty station to go to Clayton, North Carolina, and then back to your duty station. On the next day, you have to leave home to go to Rocky Mount, North Carolina. You would add in each line separately until your monthly mileage, data collection, or drop-off is complete and submit it to Travel Audit. Our third example involves day trips with multiple destinations. Each trip has multiple destinations prior to returning to your duty station or home starting point. Day trips with multiple destinations would be input the same way as our example about single day trips or visiting farms over different days, collecting samples, or mini day trips to different locations. A line should be added for each day. For example, leaving your duty station to go to Clayton, North Carolina, and then back to your duty station. This would be entered on the first line. On the next day, you have to leave home to go to Rocky Mount, North Carolina. This information would be added on the second line. You would add each line separately until your monthly mileage, data collection, or drop-off is complete and submit that to Travel Audit. We would like to thank you for taking the time to learn about the policy, creation of, and submission of mileage associated with your business travel. Please remember, if you have any questions or need assistance, we are here to help. Please contact us on our CBO helpline at 919-515-4CBO. That number is 919-515-4226. You can also email us at cbo_help@ncsu.edu. Also, we would love to hear feedback from you. Please send any training questions, concerns, or ideas to us by visiting go.ncsu.edu/CBO feedback.